guys, so this is Mojo at his very first combined training at Paul Frazer this past weekend. As you can hear from the intro, it was very windy and the temps had dropped and were very cold. But he was pretty workmanlike, and we came in, we were doing starter, so we did the broken center line. And this is his first show in about a year and first time back in a dressage ring since last May. And he was off for pretty much half of last year. I just turned him out based off of that May show. So this is our first time doing the things again. And he's a little inconsistent in the contact. And then right here, we pick up the wrong lead, but no worries, he picks it up great the second time around. And this test was pretty much a get in there and just do the things and complete the test, because I was feeling pretty anxious this whole time. Just memories of the past show coming up, and so I just really wanted to complete. I didn't really care where his head was. We haven't done any proper dressage training really. This whole winter, I brought him back into not even really work, but started riding him again in January. And most of our rides have been trails and just going out and walking up hills, groundwork, round pen, just trying to get our relationship back up to where it was. And I haven't introduced really any dressage concepts in our training because I haven't wanted to bring up any, past trauma for either of us. So, he put in a good free walk. The judge scored us a 5.5 for that free walk, but I was pretty happy with it because he was over tracking really nicely and he was a little distracted, but he did stretch. And then we come back up into the trot. You can just see he's a little inconsistent in his frame, just because that muscling has gone away. And, like I said, I haven't been working on it, but he's holding it together and he's actually a lot more solid than I thought he would be. And you can see I really open up that outside rein to ask for this canter because I really wanted to get the correct lead. And even though he threw in some silliness, it was still a decent transition. He does have a really nice canter, so it's very rhythmical. So once we get back into the swing of things, he's going to put down a solid dressage test. It's just getting there. But to deal with the wind and, first time back in a dressage ring, first time back with horse bark since our little incident, he is doing great. And it was so funny because we came around that short side and he was like, oh yeah, we turned down center line. I was like, no, we don't do that. This is different. So we come down and we put a nice halt and he stays halted. And then he threw in his own little salute. So I was really proud of him. I started crying immediately after I saluted because it was just so nice to have Mojo back and complete, even if it's a little starter dressage test, just to complete it. And then, of course, I had my support system cheering me on, which was amazing to have. And he was so proud of himself. And so now we're in our show jumping round. Once again, this is just starter level, so just 2, 3. Really easy peasy. We've been doing jump schooling the past few weeks, and he loves it. He's such a rock star. I was a nervous wreck, so I held him back these first 2 fences, which he was really listening to me, which sometimes he doesn't. So even though I was putting him really close to the fences, the fact that he was listening to me was really nice, and that kind of encouraged me. So I apologized to him, and then I tried to send him a little bit more positively down this line, which rode pretty nice. And then he was looking at a couple girls walking by here, but we just trot, change our lead, no big deal. We come around to this bending line. And this actually came up in a really nice stride, and I was really happy with this fence. Obviously, my position is still getting a little worked on, and I'm having to remember how to jump again. But for our first jumping test, and at the horse park where there's a ton of stuff going on, I was so happy. And so here we come to our last little line, which I think was a sit. And I mean, he just jumps it phenomenally. And we walk through, and I was so happy with him, so proud of him. We ended on our dressage score of a 39.3 and ended up in 8th for our very first combined test. And I was just so happy with Moj and to have him back. So yeah, good day all around.